So today's story, I'm gonna tell a story about my next door neighbor stole a pistol from me and tried to lie and say he got robbed for it by my man. But let's go to the story. So during this time, my two right-hand mans is both locked up. So I'm just like on some solo dolo type shit by myself. You know what I'm saying? So this younger move in next door. And he just, first of all, the Bama looked like Busta Rhymes. Every time I look at younger, that's all I think is Busta Rhymes. Like, no bullshit. But so younger keep trying to cut into me and like trying to introduce herself. You know I ain't gonna be rude to him, but you're not really my style. Like, you know, understand what I'm saying? So time go on, y'all gonna keep trying to cut in. He like, what's up? You wanna hit this? He over there John hitting the blunt, talking about, you wanna hit this? I'm like, nah, I'm good. So what's up? You wanna go half on the bag? Nah, I'm good. Somehow, some way or another, we end up chilling together one day, smoking and chilling, and so I'm like, all right, well, youngin' ain't that bad. Youngin' all right, you know what I mean? Youngin' was out on paper chase, you know what I mean? So it was respect, you know. And being though that he lived next door, you know what I mean? It was, I see this dude all the time, every day, like, you know what I mean? So over a period of time, we bumping into each other off the late night, off the early morning, like. So I ain't gonna lie, I tried to take a liking to youngin'. Like, youngin' all right with me. You know what I'm saying? Me and youngin', I started taking youngin' out places, taking them around the way, introducing them to folks, telling them, like, yeah, that's my man. If you see him, like, you know, make sure he good. We walk into the liquor store, and right before you get to the liquor store, it's a street where, you know, it go down sometimes, you know what I mean? Anyway, this dude I know, he like, Chuck, wave me over. So I'm like, all right. Now, to be honest, like, I don't really mess with Slim as calling me over that. I'm just going just because. I just whipped Slim back in the day. That's a whole nother story. I get into that. I'm gonna drop that joint in a couple of days. But so he called me over that joint. So I'm like, all right. So me and Lil Youngin walked that way. Youngin in front of me. So when we get almost up to where it's two dudes. When we get up almost to where they at, one of them pop up with the gauge. So I see that joint. I'm out. I haul ass. I get to the corner. So I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna get you. Like, you know what I mean? The dude that called me, like, he knew who I was talking to. I called him out by name. I don't drop names on here, you know what I mean? I'm just telling stories. If you from out the way, you might know the story, you might don't know the story, you might know who I'm talking about, you might don't know who I'm talking about. But either way, I'm not incriminating nobody on no type of way. I'm not tipping, I'm not telling, nothing. Like, everything I'm talking about past statute limitations anyways. Can't nobody catch a charge anyway. But at the same time, I'm still not dropping nobody's name because, you know, for whatever reason, like, I'm not implicating nobody. I'm just telling my story as I remember. You know what I'm saying? So, they robbed youngin'. Wasn't nothing I could do. Like, you know what I mean? I ain't have a joint on me at the time. So, like, what can I do? If they robbing Slim, like, all right. I just got low. Like, you know what I mean? So, when that happens, I immediately call my man. Like, I'm at the corner calling my man. I'm like, hey, man, Slim up here tripping, man. Man, come around here. So he's like, what? He's like, shorty try to rob you? I was like, yeah, man. So my man pulls up, maybe like 15 minutes later. He like, come on, let's go up there. So we go up the joint. He walked right up on Slim. He know, like, that's, they jive, like, you know, grew up together. And we all jive grew up together for real, but so my man asked him, he like, man, you try to rob Chuck? He's like, nah, I ain't trying to rob Chuck. I'm gonna go rob Chuck. We robbed the youngin'. We don't know him. He ain't from around here. So my man was like, look, how you gonna rob him and he with Chuck? And Chuck supposed to be our man. Like, what the hell? So he's like, man. Anyway, they get to arguing, whatever. And Youngin standing right there. Youngin walked up with my man and me, and like we all walked up together. My man got the blick on him. They got the gauge, of course. I don't know what else they got out there. They might got some other shit out there too, but anyway, they go back and forth. So we end up stepping off. Like, you know what I mean? We wasn't getting nowhere. Like, we end up stepping off. We get to the corner, my man hand Youngin the jump. He like, Youngin, bust off. Just bam. Like, he hold the joint out. He hold the joint out like this. He's shaking like I don't know what. Like, for real. Like, I mean, but I ain't gonna knock him. He is giant, you know, a little bit younger than me. But anyway, he bust off. Pow, pow, pow. He bust off 3 times. Pow, pow, pow. So when he bust off, like, I don't think he aimed at nothing. He just bust off. Like, and once he bust off, bow, 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 he haul ass. He get to the corner. Yeah, they come with the gauge. Boom, 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 boom. Like they dropping. Like, you know what I mean? So anyway, everything with that situation, it was later on squashed between the dude that robbed him and he gave him some bread back, and it was like squashed down and everything. And so at this point I'm thinking, Youngin my man. Like, all right, Slim all right. Like, you know what I mean? Like, Slim, he all right. Like, I can take him under my wing. So like, I'm taking him places, man. We going here, going there. Like, I'm treating his way to places. I'm paying for this for him, paying for that for him. You know what I'm saying? So he lived next door. Like, I know all his people, like his mom, his stepdad, his uncle, all his brothers and sisters. Like, you know what I mean? Because they live next door to me, so I see all of them all the time. So I'm thinking this is my man, you know what I mean? So I got his back and he got, you know, I'm thinking he got my back. So this one day I'm about to go step out. I'm about to go head out somewhere, I forget. So he like, Chuck, man, can I hold the jump? I ain't think nothing of it. I'm like, yeah, I got you, hold up, give me a second. So I go get the jump from my little stash spot at my grandmother's house. You know what I mean? Bring it back, give it to Youngin. I'm like, what you need a jump for? He's like, man, I'm about to go up to the townhouse and give me an 8-ball. I'm like, all right. And at the time, you know, at the time, the townhouse was jive off the hook. Like, you know what I mean? And you better know somebody up there. Like, you can't just walk up there and, like, you know what I mean? No bullshit. I mean, it's probably still like that to this day. Like, I don't know, you know what I mean? But, so he like, I'll be back in like about 30, 40 minutes. All right, cool. All right. Well, look, I'm gonna wait for you before I dip so I can put the joint back where I, you know what I mean? I ain't trying to let y'all keep my joint on. I ain't like, you know, I'm just, all right, protect yourself while you go up there. What I should have went with him, but I didn't. So, y'all can go up that joint. He gone for probably like 15 minutes. I get a call. It's my man. He like, Chuck, man, this little young was just trying to sell you a jump. What? What you mean? He like, man, he just came to the townhouse trying to sell a pistol. Nobody ain't buying from him because he wanted $400 for the jump. I'm like, man, stop playing. I'm thinking my man like joking with me or like, you know what I mean? So I'm already tipped off that Youngin, he pulling some weirdo shit right here. So Youngin come walking back up the hill, looking all like, yeah. He say, yeah. Man was up the townhouse, pulled their pistols on me. They took your pistol. What you mean? He was like, yeah, man. He was like, man, they just ran down on me with their pistols. I couldn't get the joint out in time, and they patted the joint, found the pistols, and took the joint and took my money. So I'm like, what? So I'm pissed the fuck off because I know he lying to me. I know he owe some bullshit. But at that same time, my folks are pulled up, so I got to dip. Like, I got somewhere I got to be. Like, it's important type shit. So I can't deal with the situation now. You know what I'm saying? So me and my folks, we dip out. I tell Young, I'm like, all right, look, we're going to figure this out later on. So when I get back, I call my man. I'm like, look. I'm like, are you sure he sold that junk? Like, he was trying to sell that junk? He was like, yeah. He was like, I was like, well, he telling me that somebody up the townhouse robbed him. My man bust out laughing. He like, he like, yeah. He like, shorty done got you, man. He like, he telling you that he got robbed for the junk, but I'm telling you he was trying to sell that junk. Nobody up here at the time bought that junk. I'm sure he, between there and there, somebody bought that motherfucker. All right. So next thing I know, Youngin, he pop up with brand new shoes and like this mechanic outfit. Like back in the day, everybody was wearing the mechanic outfits. He had that joint with like a neighborhood on the back, and I'm like, all right, you just said you got robbed. They took your bread, they took my pistol. Here you are, you popping up with some new shit. I still ain't say nothing. Cause now I'm trying to figure out, like, you know, how I want to deal with the situation. Cause for one, man, they right next door to my grandpeoples. So if I do something to Slim, his uncle, stepdad, mom, whoever, like, you know what I mean? What if they bring that shit back to my grandpeople junk? Like, you know what I'm saying? So I gotta think this one out. It's gotta be the right move. It can't just be any move. It's gotta be the right move. Finally, I just decided, all right, I gotta do something. I can't let Youngin go, and I can't, like, you know what I mean? It's like really bothering me, like that Youngin stole this pistol, and I ain't did nothing. I ain't even said nothing. Like, it's eating me alive. Like, man, I'm telling you, that's the worst feeling. Getting something done to you. You know that you can handle your business with Slim, but you can't. Or you just don't want to because of the blowback, or because of everything everybody that's involved. Like my grandparents, like, you know what I mean? Like, I didn't want nothing to come back towards them for some dumb shit I did in the street. So I keep holding off and keep holding off. And finally, I asked my grandfather. Now, anybody know my grandfather? Rest in peace to my pops. But anybody know my grandfather? He gonna tell you like it is. Like, my grandfather liked to fight. Like, he was a roughneck. Like, straight up. Like, I got some stories on him too. I got to tell the story about Mr. Caldwell. I asked my grandfather, like, look, somebody stole something from me. So I'm like, look, it's next door. He like, I told you about hanging around with that sucker. Like, you know what I mean? And so I told him, like, yeah, he stole something from me. He was like, well, he stole something from you? Beat his ass. So I'm like, well, what happens if I beat his ass and then, like, somebody come over here? Grandpa said, ain't nobody worrying about none of them motherfuckers. If they come my way, they gonna have something totally different than what they asking for. It's like, anybody know my grandfather? My grandfather, like, he used to, like, collect guns. Like he had some shit. Like, you know what I mean? But so once my grandfather told me that him and my grandmother, they're good. Like, he don't care. He prefers me to go whoop his ass. Like, my grandfather just didn't like him. Like, and this is the thing about my grandfather. If he didn't like you, he's never gonna like you. You know what I mean? So my grandfather ain't like youngin at all. Like my grandpa, he used to get mad when he see me with youngin. Like he just knew something was bad. Like he always said something was bad. Something was bad with. He said basically their whole house. Like he said all of them was bad. Bad news. That's what he called them. Anyway, here comes Valentine's Day. You know what I'm saying? It's me, my man, and 4 chicks, and my other man, he on his way, and Lil Youngin. He in that joint, he started trying to show off for the chicks. Yeah, so he in that joint, trying to join, and then so I started joining him back. I started firing his ass up. Like, that's all we used to do back in the day is Joan. Like we Joan from the time we wake up to the time we go to bed. Said Joan, Joan, Joan. And you can't hit me with no white boy jokes. I done heard all that. Like, bro, I heard that shit like in 3rd grade. Like, that shit don't faze me. So you gotta come better than that. I got tough skin anyway. Like, words never hurt me. I laugh with you, shit. But it's funny, I'm gonna laugh with you about me. So I get to firing Slim up. He gets mad. He started trying to show off to the girls. Like, you know what I mean? Trying to get jazzy with his words to me. So I'm like, Slim, watch your mouth. Like, go ahead with that. Like, don't do that. Like, you know what I mean? Little he know I'm already planning to jump on Slim. I'm just waiting for the right moment. So next thing I know, Slim jumps up and puffs his chest out to me. Man, at that point I ain't had no choice. I popped Slim, and I popped him with a nice jump. It was like, oh, the mow. Slim fall back into the table. So one of the chicks like, Chuck, don't do that to that little boy. Don't do that. So I look at her. I'm like, look, this personal. So I hit him again. Mow. And when I hit him this time, like, Youngin hit the floor. Boom. So I done hit Slim with 2 jumps and put him down, and like, you know what I'm saying? And these girls in here, like, I'm cool with them. Like, those my peoples. Like, you know what I mean? They're like, Chuck, why you do that? Like, they just like mad at me, but they don't know the whole backstory, like everything, you know. They think I cracked them just because we were joning and shit. They don't know the whole backstory of like everything else that was going on prior to that. I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm gonna leave it at that. Slim gets up and said, let me get my lick back. I'm like, Slim, I'm telling you, you swing this way, it's going down. Like, so he swing. Like, I'm not really a boxer, but that joint was lazy. That joint came, I said, and hit his ass. Mow. So then the girl was like, nah. And at this time, my man, he jumped up, he grabbed me, and he like, Chuck, chill, man. So Youngin, he talking shit. Let's go outside. Only reason you did that to me because we in close quarters. Let's go outside, please. Like, Youngin begging for this ass whooping. So we go outside, you know what I mean? I wiped the floor with Youngin. Like, at this point, like, I released all my anger that I had towards Slim. I gave him a $250 ass whooping. Like, no bullshit. So back then, my cousin, he was selling weed. He was the weed man for a minute back then. So I called him and I'm like, look, don't do business with Youngin. Like, shit just went down. Like, it's not good. Like, don't let Youngin get close to you. Dum don't listen. He lets Lil Youngin and his 2 uncles pull up on him. They said they want a pound. this dummy don't listen. He goes and gets him a pound. So he bring the pound back. My other cousin there, you know what I mean? And he bring the pound back. They say, oh, you ain't scaled it up. So you gotta show me that on the scale that is legit. So my cousin leave the weed with my other cousin to go get a scale. While he gone to go get the scale, they pull out a jump, rob my cousin, take the piece, smack him with the pistol. Hard head, make it soft ass. Like, he ain't listen. Like, you know what I mean? So my cousin that got robbed, he's not no street dude. Like, you know what I mean? He's a civilian. Like, he don't be in the streets like that. Well, they press charges on Slim and his two uncles. And they go to court. I don't get nowhere near that one. Like, I stay clear. Like, you know what I mean? And make a long story short, they would beat it. They beat the case or whatever. I'm thinking the shit dead. Like, I ain't thinking about these dudes. Like, they done moved from next door to my grandmother's house. Like, alright, cool. So next thing I know, they try to pull up on me one night. But when they try to pull up on me, I got my folks sitting right there in the car. I'm just coming out of my grandmother's house. They pull up, jump out the car. It's like 4 of them. So in my head, I'm laughing. I'm like, y'all got no idea. Like, and my folks in the car right there, like, it's not gonna be good for y'all. Like, and they be on point. So when these dudes jump out the car, my folks get out the car, but they behind them. They don't know that they're there. So these Bama, they start talking shit back and forth with me. So I'm going back and forth with them. I'm calling them all types of suckers, and y'all ain't gonna do nothing. I'm like, I'm here. What y'all wanna do? You wanna do something? Do something. That's how I'm going at them. Like, no lie. Like, you know what I mean? Next thing I know, they turn around and seen like all my people standing there. And my people wasn't even like jumping out there. They wasn't even in it. They was out the car and they was behind them. They was standing there, leaned up against cars just looking. Like, waiting for them to do something. Like, pretty much daring them to do something. So when they look back and see them, they get Nick Noid. They scared now. Like, now they know, like, ain't no jumping Chuck, because Chuck got 3 peoples with him right there. That's a 4-on-4. Let's get it. That's not what happened. What happened was they got back in their car and backed up and drove up over the hill, and I ain't seen them since. Well, I take that back. I did see Younger one night. I was coming back from the city out by Sheriff Road. Younger was crossing the road. And I'm driving. I look him dead in the face. So I go and buck a U and come back. I come back, Younger hauled. He ran back in these little apartment joints back there. Yeah, I seen his sucker ass. Yeah, that's gonna be the story for the day, though. You know what I'm saying? I hope y'all enjoyed it. It's funny, you know, nobody got hurt. Nobody got hurt seriously, but I did stump a mud hole in his slim ass and walk that shit dry like Stone Cold Steve Austin. What? But yeah, that's it for today, man. Like and subscribe to the video. You know what I'm saying? I got some better content coming. You know what I mean? I'm out. Salute.